to our live Love Island Season 7 finale recap. It's also a live broadcast of Humanized. And Monique, don't send me the request just yet. I'm happy you're back, love. Let's all just check in. I'm going to tell you right now, for those of you who are just joining us, this is now our 4th time. Not 1, not 2, not 3. This is our 4th time trying to start the show because Mercury is in Gatorade, and therefore the tech has been acting up in ways that it's never acted up before. I go live very regularly, and I have never had this many technical difficulties. So for those of you who do not believe in Mercury retrograde, it's hard for me to agree with y'all because she be finding me. All right, so we're going to do a quick sound check. Is the sound good? We good? Because if we're not good, guys, I'm going to bed, and me and Monique are just going to do it the old-fashioned way tomorrow on YouTube. I only got one more of these in me because I have some nuanced points. And if I'm sitting here spitting bars and y'all can't hear me, I'm too neurospicy to come back a 5th time. I love y'all so much. And yet I know my limitations. All right. So the sound is good. Somebody said Mercury retrograde needs to chill the fuck. I agree. The sound seems to be good. Am I pixelated? Can you guys see me? For those of you who were not here the first 3 times, this group has now become my production assistants. All right. So we're all good. We're here to talk about Love Island. We're also here to talk about the emotional intelligence lessons that you can learn from Love Island. Because as I have said the first 3 times that we did this intro, many of you are watching the show because me and Monique influenced you, and therefore we feel responsibility for helping you unpack this dumpster fire of a show that we somehow got you to watch with us. Does that make sense? All right. And again, before we start the conversation, please look at the pinned comment. Registration for our last emotional intelligence workshop of the year is now open, and it is fall25.eventbrite.com. Once again, fall25.eventbrite.com. I read 276 DMs today because, yes, they do keep a number. And out of 276, about 76 were about the workshop. So please, guys, do not DM me waiting for a personal response about a link that is readily available in my bio. Please, okay? Just make my life easier. All right, on that note, let's bring Monique up. I'm tired of talking. Monique, send you a request so I can bring you up so we can start the show, because God knows I have a lot of notes. Let me see. So proud of you for knowing to pin the link these days. Oh, I always pin the link. That's not new. Let me see. Monique, where you at, love? I see lots of people waving, but I don't see you. Oh, there we go. Here goes the request. And her head together. So Monique, when you come on the screen, I'll know how much to scoot down to match her height. Oh, damn. Jesus Christ. You're so little. Okay. Bitch, I'm sitting on my coccyx. What the fuck?
Sorry, I'm so short.
Oh, you can't lift. You got a booster or something? Meet me halfway. Okay, Huda. We are Huda.
Ah, don't call me that.
Meet me halfway. If you can meet me halfway in private, why is it when we're around the other islanders, you can't meet me halfway? Oh, that's your version of sitting up? Oh, that's so cute. Okay, you guys. Welcome to our Love Island co-host, Monique Nevels. Hey.
Hi.
Wait, are you talking?
Yes. Hi. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, girl. I didn't hear shit. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to say something right now. Full disclosure. We're doing this show right now because y'all claim that it sounds good. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how much I believe you. It might be a trauma response because you know that if there's one more glitch, I'm leaving, right? If y'all have lied to me and I watched this playback and the episode is trash, Monique and I are still filming tomorrow. So I need you to know that, like, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. I feel like I'm talking to my ex-boyfriends. All right, so Monique, it's so much easier if we just tell the truth. First of all, how do you feel about the fact that I somehow have turned into a fucking archetype of 1976? I don't know what's happening with this look.
I love it.
I went from looking like the 80s to looking like the 70s. I don't like 2025, so I'm just trying to go to other years.
Because why be here?
I kind of hate it here. Okay, you sound very low to me, so scream if you want, because my fan is louder than you on this end, but you guys say it's good, so
everyone can hear me? I sound fine? Or is it just her? Maybe you're too far from it.
If I'm any closer, all you're gonna see is my chin because my co-host is 4'11", guys. Okay, we have to pick our battles. If I get closer, all you getting is my chin. Okay, you know what? We're gonna make this work. Okay. Well, you hear me fine? Trauma response. We're scaring them. We're gonna tell us everything is perfect. Watch this shit back and it's all squiggles. All right. So first thing, I have notes. Yes, guys, I be writing notes. Monique, the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you feel about us being right that the Dominicans were gonna win?
Listen, you called it. You called it. You called it 3-4 weeks ago. Wait,
Yeah.
3-4 weeks ago. You called it. You said, listen, you know what? That's what we're going with it.
You know what it is? I can tell when it's a wrap for Black love. I can tell when the room ain't got it for us. And it was so clear that Black love was not going to be the thing this year. So I said, well, in lieu of the thing that I thought was going to happen, Viva la raza.
Viva la raza. Listen.
Like, seriously? Like, I'm okay with us staging a bodega coup. What do we call it? The bodega coup? We're staging a coup. I will say this, and this is a clip that I haven't put out yet that I'm going to put out probably sometime this week, as if I don't have enough to do. There was a moment in our last studio episode where Monique and I were just having a fun kiki talking about how full of shit Sierra was. We're going to get into that conversation in a second. And out of nowhere, we started talking about what immigration has done to us personally and psychologically, right? And here's the thing that I think is so beautiful about when we do these shows is that you're looking at me and Monique on the screen and you're looking at two depictions of what being Latin is, right? You're looking at an Afro-Latin, you're looking at a Mexican person. And a lot of people sometimes don't want to fully understand that the Latin diaspora and the Black diaspora are very multifaceted and intersecting. So there's a clip that we have with Monique where we both unexpectedly started crying. We did not expect those tears. Our poor producer.
He was sitting there like.
Our producer was so nervous. He was like, why are they sobbing in the middle of a Love Island recap? We started talking about immigration in the middle of the Love Island recap. I will make sure I post that clip probably in the next day or two. And it got very emotional for us because we don't have the luxury of being removed from this. Even though we're both American citizens, I've been here most of my life. You've been here all your life. The top two groups that are deported are Haitians and Mexicans, right? So hello, hi, here we are. And so it's this thing of the minute they won, I thought I was going to be upset about Nico and Alandrea not winning. Yeah. I thought I was going to be upset. Yeah. I was just happy Huda didn't win. I thought I was going to be upset about Shelly and Ace. But my first thought was, this is exactly who needs to win right now. Don't
literally.
Get emotional. I can see your face. Are we both being messy? What is happening?
No.
I think two Latinos, one with a very thick accent and questionable grasp on vernacular, and proudly Latin, a Latin couple winning, I think is exactly what we need in 2025.
Yeah, I literally sat across from Richard and said, you know what? I'm a Nico and Alandrea, run the fan club, have been since shipping it episode 2, but this is what we needed. This right now, and in this, like what's going on in our country, this was what we needed. And seeing the episode before where Brian got to talk to his mom and just seeing that and how emotional that was, I was like sobbing, boohoo, crying. This is what we needed. And I'm happy for that. And just seeing them like automatically knew Brian was going to split the money. Like there was no,
absolutely. Like
just, there was nothing no thought in my mind, like there's no way he's going to keep it. Like, but just seeing that and the beauty within that, I'm like, no, this is what we needed right now.
Do you know what I think is ironic is that American conservatives who vote with the GOP and who are xenophobic and trying to get rid of Latinos, in one breath do that, but in the next breath they understand how Latin Americans are deeply family oriented and have the exact value that they claim to uphold. And so I kind of love, and I think it was intentional, that Brian and Amaya's last date was them looking at family pictures and talking about their family.
Yeah.
It was heavy-handed. I wrote some notes. I said the Dominicans needed to win. I'm glad I was right again. Okay, let me read the notes in my head. Sorry. I'm being very okay. Next note. Bonding over family was humanizing Latinos. We went over that. Okay. Here's the thing. How do I say this nicely? There's a statement that I made a couple of days ago that I've been actually making on the podcast for weeks, but I wanted to make it on Threads out loud about how Amaya and Huda are the same person. One is just more likable than the other. And I had promised, look at Monique's face. I had promised y'all, and I knew that Amaya was going to win, but I also recognized that Amaya is Huda on her best day. And so I made a list just based on tonight's episode of the obvious ways that Amaya and Huda are the same person, and the one major difference that makes one dangerous, right? Hide your sons, right? And your daughters. She gonna get everybody arrested. One is dangerous and one is not, and there's one essential reason why. All right, so here are the things that Amaya and Huda have in common. If you say these things are wrong, you just lie because it's all pretty blatant. Number one, no, Amaya is a spicy Latina and Huda is a spicy white leaning.
Yes.
We know she's Palestinian, but let's be very, very honest.
Yeah.
There is a subsect of anything that is Latina or racially ambiguous presenting where if you are Kardashian-esque, that's enough, right? So they both have that going for them.
Yeah.
Then neither one of them has emotional regulation.
Right.
If you give them feedback, even if it is reasonable, even if your delivery is normal, they will both explode if the feedback is directed at them. Can we all agree to that?
Yes. Lack of emotional regulation. Yes.
There's not a single scenario where someone has attempted to have a courageous conversation with Amaya where she did not blow up and start crying or screaming or run out. Not a single one.
The only difference was Amaya.
No, that's not what the difference is. We're talking about the similarities, not the differences yet.
Yes. Yes.
So right now, we're dealing with two people who have a spicy, racially ambiguous archetype, no emotional regulation. The next thing is the ditzy, hyper feminine archetype. There's been a lot of conversation about how Amaya is likable because she infantilizes herself.
Yes.
And it's non-threatening. What do you think about women who infantilize? And Huda does the same thing. When Huda has been caught lying, the first thing she does is put on a baby voice and start crying. When Amaya can't keep up with the conversation, the first thing she does, well, she always has a baby voice. The first thing she does on top of the baby voice is she starts crying. They both lean heavily on being hyper feminine and very infantilized. And here's the thing, when people do that, it's usually for one of two reasons. They're either being manipulative or they have stunted growth. I think Amaya is stunted growth. I think Huda is both.
Yes.
I think Huda is manipulative and stunted growth. What do you think about women who infantilize themselves to be likable?
Oh, that's loaded. Oh, I think sometimes it's a learned trait. That sometimes that it's picked up along the way. Sometimes it's a what can I say? It's like they've learned to do it to get by, and it's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous.
It appeals to men's sensibilities. You know who actually Amaya has always reminded me of, who was recently called out for this? Cardi B. Cardi B is a perfect example of an Amaya where she has one-liners. That's another thing that Huda and Amaya have in common. They're very marketable, right? Huda's marketable because of her appearance and her fandom, and Amaya is marketable because she has all these like zingy one-liners. Cardi B is very much the spicy Latina with the zingy one-liners like Amaya is. And she also infantilizes herself in a way that I didn't catch until somebody else pulled it off. They were like, did you listen to her new song Outside? She says, I'm so small and tiny, he's so big and tall. It's this thing of it's more woman-like and more feminine to be tiny.
Right.
You know who else did it? Nicki Minaj. When Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the foot, she was like, Bigfoot, making fun of how big Megan Thee Stallion is because a big black bitch is not feminine, right?
Right.
I'm so Latin and tiny and small. It's so funny that we clocked we clocked Nicki Minaj for doing it. We don't really clock it when Cardi B does it, and we definitely don't clock it when Amaya does it. Why do you think people like Cardi and Amaya get away with it?
Someone asked if you can break down what infantilization means for people who don't understand
it. It means to pretend to be a baby. I'm just a girl. I'm so cute. Gratuitously. I can't say words, even though I went to nursing school and passed. My entire family is made up of nurses. I'm the only person in my family who's not a nurse. Nursing school is incredibly hard. You cannot be stupid and survive nursing school. If Amaya was even a tenth as dumb as she's playing on the show, she would not have graduated.
Well, she thought R&R was Rolls Royce. I was like, well, And
I'm gonna say this. I love Amaya, so this is not cap. I think 70% of those statements are lies and jokes. I think it's a persona.
yeah, yeah. I was like, there's no way you made it through nursing, and this is just, and think R&R is Rolls Royce. Like there, you can't. I don't believe that
I don't
because
believe it.
like I it's just hard to believe.
I love our good sis, but I know a good act when I see one, and she's probably been doing it for so long. It's not even an act anymore. They kept on saying she's so authentic. No, I think she's been playing ditzy for so long. It's a defense like a defense setting, not even a defense mechanism. It's her default now. I think she defaults to it so naturally, it would be easy to think that this is her persona. When Amaya goes home and is eating arroz con pollo with her family, I promise you, just like Michael Jackson, just like Paris Hilton, just like all these celebrities who have admitted that for 20 plus years, they've been putting a persona, the real Amaya probably has a deep voice and is calling people the N-word. We don't know. We don't know.
Right.
And the thing is, it's okay, but you also have to call a thing by its name. There's a comment here that says, yeah, and I think some people are loving her, but some are also laughing at her as well. They're laughing at her, but she's laughing to the bank.
Yeah.
It's very much like Lucille Ball playing stupid when she was actually the head of the studio.
Right.
America loves a smart bitch who plays stupid. America loves that. So Huda and Amaya are both leaning on the exotic, hyper-feminine woman who's spicy, has no emotional regulation, and is therefore relatable, because you don't have to grow or evolve to be like them. They're not aspirational. They allow you to stay exactly rooted where you are with no growth required. Who wouldn't like that in 2025?
Right.
And they're both male-centered girls. Let's talk about this. Huda and Amaya are both male-centered girls. They say they're girls, but will bite your face off if a man is involved. And for those who are like, no, only Huda does that. No. When Ace and Amaya did not get along, and Shelly was just minding her business, Amaya tried to come at her. We tend to forget that Amaya attacked Shelly verbally. And Shelly was just like, girl, I don't know if you mad at, but this ain't got nothing to do with me. Because Shelly knows she's a black woman, she has to be stoic. Can we admit that we did not like Amaya at first?
I did not like her. I will definitely admit it. I did not like Amaya.
Do you know, I went back and watched some episodes. Do you know what was the moment when Amaya got liked?
When
Ace was bullying her, and I'm putting that in the air quotes because that word's been thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
When Ace was bullying her, and he was being called a mastermind, which means he was already a villain in a lot of people's eyes. And she was crying and saying, why is he being so mean to me? And then every single time a man talked to her, she was like, is this okay? Is this okay with your boundaries? She pulled off what Huda couldn't. The thing that Huda tried with Shelly and Alandrea that didn't work, Amaya successfully got it off on Ace.
Sympathy.
And she used the exact same tactics that Huda used. She just did it better. So again, guys, Amaya and Huda, if you take away the emotion, if you just watch it, pretend you're an alien from another planet, they are the same person. Now, here's the thing that makes Amaya and Huda different. Amaya will listen to feedback and take accountability. Huda will listen to feedback and try to find another way to manipulate you. That is the only difference between them. Amaya is a Huda that's willing to learn.
And Jessica Wu said Amaya is palatable.
Oh, she's much more palatable because she's not a threat.
Exactly.
She's unthreatening.
That's another difference.
Huda came on too strong and was calling people bitches.
Yes.
Amaya knew to just keep crying. Just keep crying like Dory. Just keep crying. Just keep swimming, just swimming in the tears. Huda pulled her proverbial peen out a couple of times and asserted dominance, while Amaya was like, no. And you know what the funny thing is? I think the reason is because Latin women, and this is something I think we can both speak to, we're socialized to be more old school with our men. A lot of Latin women are taught, make sure you make your man a plate, give him the big piece of chicken. A man doesn't like to be embarrassed. There's a certain level of old school non-feminism that if you are Latin or know anybody who's Latino, they will tell you, this is me being politically incorrect but incredibly honest, right? Yes. Latin women are taught to be a little bit more subservient to our men. Even if we know we're not subservient, we're taught to play the game more.
Yes.
Whereas Black women, particularly Black American women, are taught, nah, if you can't, it's very buck. So Huda was putting on a Black scent and was doing the Black version of that game. Amaya was doing the softer Latin version. And guess which one America liked more? So guys, the fact that Amaya was called a bitch by Huda, but now they're besties, is because it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man. What do you think is gonna happen when Amaya comes out of the villa and realizes that Huda was talking so much shit about her?
I think she's just, it's okay. I don't see anything wrong. It's okay. We're besties. I know the real you. It's okay. They don't know you like I do. It's okay. I love you.
I'm so happy you don't talk like that.
Oh my God, I don't?
Oh girl, please. I'm about to shut this whole thing down again. I'm so happy. That's not. And here's the thing, guys. I know there are so many people who are like, no, Blue, that's sincerely how I am. I relate to Amaya as well. And I'm the same way. I promise you, people like that come to my class all the time. And by the third class, they're sobbing.
Yeah.
Because they're admitting that,
Yeah.
that it's a front.
Right. Yeah.
I served 450 clients last year. And I tell you, at least a quarter of those people were people like Amaya and Huda, who were like, Blue, I thought this was the real me. It's been a front the entire time. I don't think it's real. Monique, have you ever been a people pleaser in that kind of performative way?
Please. Yes. Yes.
How did you break out of it?
I got therapy. Yeah.
I think Huda and Amaya both need therapy.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if Amaya got therapy, because we've seen how well she takes feedback, Amaya, if she fucks up, won't do it again.
Yeah. I'm right.
Huda will wait for you to be sleeping and then threaten you.
Right.
If you don't turn around and hug me and kiss me, you got 3 seconds. 1, 2. All right, let's get right into the Huda of things. I was going to talk more about Brian, but I feel like we'll get to that in a second. Brian didn't win the show. He just picked the girl who's going to win the show. That's fine. Let's talk about Huda real quick. Now, there was a podcast that I did with Bridget and Mandy about 2 years ago where the clip went viral. People got mad at me, but I meant what the fuck I said. Where I said that a lot of Black men and anti-Black or problematic non-Black women bond over their mutual resentment or fixation on Black women. There are some interracial couples where you'll see them talking shit about Black women. They're both fixated on them. And when I said that, a lot of people were angry at me until I started breaking down the historical data, right?
Right.
I'm going to say this because now the show has ended and I'm 100%, no, 1,000% clear. Let's go into fictional numbers. Huda and Chris only got together because of their shared resentment toward Shelly. What do you think about that, Mom?
I would like to hear more.
All right. So, and I posted a video about somebody else touching on this lightly. I know, not Huda and Shelly. I said Huda and Chris. It was Huda and Chris. Sorry.
You said Huda and Chris.
Okay. So Chris really, really, really liked Shelly. Like he actually sincerely liked her.
Yes.
When he went back into the villa, he told Ace, "Game on. It's not gonna be no funny shit. Game on, that's just game. Let's go." It wasn't until he realized how strong their connection was that all those promises he made to Shelly about applying pressure, he stopped. Mm-hmm. I know what kind of man he is. You know what kind of man that is? I'll let you know because I did a lot of Leos and Libras. Shout out to the Leos and Libras out there. There's a certain strain of charming good guy. I'm putting that in air quotes because good guy can also be like a way for people to hide behind their bullshit. There's a certain kind of good guy who gets his ego fed by being stoic and by being desirable. Chris. Mm-hmm. He knows he's tall and conventionally attractive, mostly tall, because he doesn't look like Tyler Perry. No shade to Tyler Perry. And he knows that he's really good at having a good guy persona, right? He'll open the door for you. He'll pull the chair for you. That is his persona. But men like this tend to have incredibly fragile egos where they never take a risk. Mm-hmm. If they think there's anything less than 100% chance that you are going to want them back, they won't even try. Mm-hmm. They only try when you saying yes is damn near fucking guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Do you know this nice guy, Monique? I feel like we both know men who are just like this. Mm-hmm. Really good dude. I'm never going to put myself in a position to be rejected. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You guys in the audience, do you guys know men like this? I'm not saying they're good or bad. I'm just saying this is what they are. Good dudes, really loving, great friends, are great to their mothers and their sisters and their play cousins, salt of the earth, but they don't ever risk it for love. They never take a chance because their egos underneath all that stoicism is still fragile. Mm-hmm. And the second they think they might actually have to apply pressure, they back off and go to whoever is next who is 100% guaranteed to give them a yes, even if they don't like her as much. Are you seeing where I'm headed with this?
Yes.
He realized the same way Ace realized Shelly is not the kind of girl who's chasing anybody.
Shelly is a prize,
you have
period.
to come and get her.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized, oh shit, Ace, who's just like me, has learned the hard way that she not gonna come chase us, right? She don't like men who act like bad bitches. We actually have to like go get her. He realized, oh shit, Ace was willing to do something I'm not.
Right.
Meanwhile, Huda tongue kissed me and cried because I gave Shelly an extra pancake. I'm Huda's only option. Nobody else in the villa is even giving her a time of day. So Huda is a guaranteed yes. Shelly means I actually have to put in effort and work. And so suddenly he pivots. Respectfully to all people who are out here saying Chris is a good man, Chris is a coward. Thoughts, Monique? Before I continue, because you know I have more. When you got the talk, it's audio broadcast.
Yes, I hear it. Yes, I understand. Mm-hmm. It's
he's likable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's likable.
He's such a good man.
No,
he's so patient.
It's true. It just, yeah, it sucks.
So do you know how I know I'm right about Chris being a coward? Because what did I just say? Men like Chris are good guys. They're stoic, they're likable, and they're patient until you wanting them is not 100% guaranteed. And that's why when Huda said, hey, the floor is wet, he said, no, you could walk on the water yourself. That was the real Chris, guys. Do you see why I'm clear? I'm right now? The real Chris will always do that when you stop saying they're desirable. When you make them work for it, when you make them uncomfortable, where they actually have to sit and grow, they will always pivot and say, I'm good. I didn't want you anyways. I was just waiting for you to dump me. So even though you guys know I do not fuck with Huda, I have to be objective. Yes. Objectively speaking, even though I've been on Huda's ass this entire fucking season, Chris's mask fell off. And he confirmed the thing that I had been thinking since Shelly was gaslit. She said, you told me that you knew I had Ace and that you were going to still apply pressure. So why is it you never even fucking tried? And you all fell for that shit. You all said, well, she already has Ace. He knew she had Ace when he made that promise, guys. You guys keep enabling cowards and then get mad when they show who they really are.
Facts.
The nigga who got up and walked away and let Huda in the water by herself is who Chris was the entire fucking time. He never liked Huda. He liked being liked. He didn't like Shelly. He thought that he was 6'8", and because old boy was 5'7.5", 5'10" on stilts, he was like, oh, I'm tall and fine. Of course she's gonna like me more than Ace. Oh wait, she actually likes Ace. Never mind. Girl, I don't even know you like that. Huda, you want another pancake? Every time men like Chris have to work, they will always pivot and go to whoever is easier. Monique, do you have any pushback? Are there any blind spots in this? Because I've dated so many Chris's. I'm very fucking clear. I dare somebody to tell me that this is not accurate.
No, that's 100% accurate.
100%. Are there any comments you want to read, Mo? You can be in charge of comments because I'm
I was just reading, like someone said when you asked me, I was processing. I was 100% processing. 5'10" on stilts is fucking hilarious. I just wanted to clock that. Like him saying, no, you can walk. That absolutely was him in that moment. 100%.
The mask fell off at the very end.
But like for me, like that does suck for it does suck for Shelly, because once again, she was being painted in a light where she was like, no, I'm not fucking crazy. Like, you guys are making me seem like I'm crazy, and I'm not fucking crazy. And once again, like everyone was like, no, you're crazy. Like, no, I'm not. I'm not crazy. But you didn't apply pressure. Why haven't you applied pressure to me once we've been back?
Because that's called effort.
Exactly.
The whole point was I thought that you were going to want me without me having to apply effort.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like, but once again, like I have no notes.
Somebody said, I like that he didn't fake it though. Well, he was faking for like most of the show. I like that he didn't fake it though. He wasn't feeling her and she was on some BS. No, Chris had some great moments, right? So here's the thing. Chris is not a weakling. He's a coward. So in moments where he gets to be, stoicism is one of those things of, there's a man playbook of ways to be a man. So when it's something lazy where it's 1 + 1 = man, Chris does really well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna let you talk crazy to me. I'm a grown man. I'm not a little boy. He's gonna always do well. That's the mask is still on. The mask falls off when he's made to be put in a position where he's not in control. So can you give me an example of Chris remaining stoic, remaining patient, and not being dismissive even when he wasn't in control? Because you being a good guy only when you're in control does not mean anything to an emotional intelligence coach, respectfully. I'll wait, guys. I'll read the comments while I wait. Chris lied to himself and his family. First of all, his family lied to him. Chris, your mother lied to you. I think because she knows you're unhoused and she was tired of you being on her couch. It was more of a financial incentive. I think your mother and your sister both got tired of paying for your bills. Production is the real villain of the show. The production is one of the villains, baby. There's more than production. I like that he didn't take it, though. He wasn't feeling it. Is it an Aries versus Leo thing? No, it's a cowardly lack of personal growth thing. I know a 6'5" a guy just like Chris. I know several. Chris thought because he was 6'8", he could take Chelsea from Mace. Absolutely. Chris not having a home was the first red flag. I've dated several homosexuals, so I agree. The minute he said, "Oh, what do you stay in LA?" He was like, "Oh, I stay, I'm between places, so I don't really be in LA like that because I'm always overseas. So I just be." I was like, "Oh, he's homeless."
Homosexual is wild. Homosexual.
I dated a basketball player homosexual. I literally dated a 6'4" Chris, guys. Same personality. They look similar. Same charisma. Same stoicism. And guess what happened? The day I said no, the mask fell off. I called Chris early, but I wanted to let y'all have your fun. He didn't want her since that convo about the kissing, but he wanted to say good guy. Exactly. Here's the thing about men like Chris. They care more about being a good guy than being a man of integrity, because a man of integrity has to grow up. A man of integrity has to risk failure and face failure. For any men who are watching who trust me and know I have a good heart, if you are a good man, but you have not put yourself in a line for a rejection in a very long time, you're not as good as you could be. There is no growth without facing failure. Your manhood is compromised if you are too chicken shit to ever take a risk and risk rejection. The minute I meet a man who I like who's like, nah, I don't ever put myself in a position to be rejected, I'm out. I wanted to date, I'm not gonna say too much. I went on a date a couple months ago where he said that shit, and I was like, oh man. So we homies. He's like, what? I like you. I was like, no. I actually don't date men who won't take that kind of risk because it means you're a coward. Yeah, he made the same face. Y'all. Chris is genuine to himself. He was really good at keeping his image. Yes, he's very good at keeping. Oh, if a stoic, you guys, please look up stoicism. It's a trauma response, just like hypervigilance and hyperindependence.
Yeah.
We love to clap for them when they look good. What do you think about Chris, Monique, now that the audience is saying, oh shit, I know a Chris too?
I mean, yeah, we know several, but I'm like, I feel bad that he was like low key waiting for his family. Like, so, you guys don't see anything, nothing, like, hello, like anything. Cause I really feel like he just couldn't leave because he was contractually bound, and he probably really did want to leave. And he just, like, you can't, I don't know. Cause I feel like I heard Iris wanted
her because she broke up with him. They're not contractually bound not to break up with
Well,
each
I heard
other.
Iris wanted to leave and production told her
wanting to leave and wanting to break up are two different things.
No, that's what I'm saying. Iris wanted to leave and production told her no.
No, I understand, but I'm saying when the show is about to end and there's no more eliminations, you could have broken up with her before she broke up with you 3 days ago, and contractually you would have been covered. Because you breaking up with her doesn't mean you're leaving because there's no more cutoffs.
Right, but I'm saying he probably was like, I'm done. I want to go. And like, Richard made that video. He was there like, listen, a man,
here's the thing. Huda did it and she was just fine. So that's not true because we literally saw he made her do the thing that he wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was impossible, then Huda wouldn't have been able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We can't use that argument when we literally watched. And the thing is, what did he say when she broke up with him? Well, I was just waiting for you to do it.
Exactly.
What do you call a man who wants to do something, could do it, but waits for you to do it instead?
Coward. Yeah. But I'm saying I'm saying he wanted his family so he could then in his mind out loud justify it.
He wanted out loud. So what you're describing is he wanted more women to do the work for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of just saying it out loud and being a man and standing behind behind whatever it is that he needed to stand behind and being like,
Somebody
this
said
is
he
what
didn't
it
want
is
to be
for
the bad
him.
guy and dump her. Exactly. That means
Exactly.
he's a liar.
Yeah.
You
No,
guys,
exactly.
people pleasing is a form of lying. Can we be honest? If you guys haven't taken my
100%.
class, it's probably the first thing that
100%.
we talk about in class about how people
People
pleasers are
pleasing.
pathological liars. You're all describing how look at Monique's face. Monique took my class, and I remember she made that face, and she was like, "Bitch, if you mad at me, just say that." I said, "No, this is the curriculum." One of the things you learn in our emotional intelligence class is that people pleasers are pathological liars. Yeah. As a matter of fact, not opinion. So yeah. I don't need you to agree. Yeah. Same way I don't need you to agree today is Sunday. I don't need you to agree that people pleasers are pathological liars, right?
I thought today was Monday. I'm just gonna be honest.
Well, we're on the West Coast, and it's 9:26 p.m. on Sunday night. It's productions. I'm reading a comment. Production was protecting Huda. They didn't show Chris's family all the footages. You guys, can we stop saying that? The only footage that they didn't see was everything that happened after he folded. They saw Huda's character for weeks. Mm-hmm. Can y'all stop fucking saying that?
Yep. Yeah.
That one argument about kissing in public was not enough to exonerate Huda, guys.
No.
Any mother who could see Huda acting like that towards Jeremiah and see her black son in the line of fire, and it's like, no, she's lovely. I relate to her. There's one or two things happening, and the first one is better. I hope you actually are a good person and you're just lying because your son is broke. Or number two, you're as toxic as Huda. I'd rather you be a liar than be toxic. We have to choose. Mm-hmm. So guys, stop saying they didn't see everything. The first 7 days of the show 2 months ago was enough.
Yeah.
Can we be
exactly
honest about that?
No. Yeah. Yeah. They wanted him to get the money. They're like, no, it's great.
It was a cash grab.
Yeah, no, she's great. We love her. Oh, your dance was so good, girl. That's
and you know what's so interesting? Production, like the devil works hard. Kris Jenner works harder. The production team at Love Island USA works the hardest. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And yet still, cowards and manipulators love to hide behind obvious devils. So I'm going to beg you guys to stretch yourself past the excuse of production and look at their actual character regardless of production. Mm-hmm. Because I promise you, when they come out and see how many of their lies have been clocked, they're going to want to hide behind production because y'all fall for that shit. Y'all stay falling for that shit.
Well,
all right, let's see any more comments. He kept saying, I don't give a fuck about the money. Kris, you make $50,000 a year and it's the off season. Mm-hmm. You are a blue collar basketball player. Mm-hmm. I have dated more than one basketball player. This is not a disrespect to them. I have dated female basketball players and male basketball players. They all talk to me about how regular the money is overseas for them and how much they go through. It is a blue collar working class profession. Mm-hmm. It is not the NBA. It is not the NBA. It is working overseas. So respectfully, as a bitch who pulls athletes, I am calling bullshit. Clark it, okay? My basketball player ex, I had to pay for the extra guap. Stop fucking playing with me. You're making $1,500 a week at Love Island watching Huda hunch on you and cry for pancakes. That's more than you make the season. Are you serious? That's $6K a month. And you ain't gotta worry about your knees. The fuck out of here. Let me stop. Y'all, you know what, y'all? It's late.
Don't get her going.
I'm being too honest.
Don't get her going.
I can edit this part out.
Don't get her going. Don't get her going.
Let's move on to somebody else. I feel like Kris is gonna see this and cry, just like how my exes did when they were on some bullshit too. Let's see. By the way, guys, this is why I only date honest men. I'd rather you be honest than a good guy. I'd rather you just be a regular guy who's trying his best, because good guys are liars. That's one of the things I love about Richard. I'll try to give Richard a compliment. This is Monique's husband of 18, almost 19 years. Can we clap for Monique? Yes! And Monique is not a Huda.
Period.
Y'all know I bet motherfuckers, okay? And every time I try to give Richard a compliment, he'd be like, I'm just a regular nigga. Like, not too much. Richard's like, I don't need that. I love a man who is scared of too many optics. He's like, I be having bad days. Just ask my wife. Not too much of the compliment. That's the kind of man you need. A man who's scared of too many compliments and who's too tired to lie. That's what Monique has taught me. Monique, do you have anything you want to say about that as the married person on this live?
He's in there finishing dinner for me right now. He's He's like, I'm just a regular man who makes videos sometimes and does cool shit. Like,
he's a good man, Savannah.
he's a good man, Savannah.
He's a good man.
He's a
All
good
right,
man, Savannah.
let's take our foot off of Chris's neck real quick before his team hits me up and I just repeat what the fuck I just said. Let's now talk about Huda, right? I said earlier, and I want to make sure we don't lose this point. Huda and Chris are the perfect example of what I've always said, that a certain type of woman, non-black woman, bonds with black men over their mutual hyperfixation on black women. Huda is Palestinian, and you guys know this is and I'm not to get too political, but this is a I'm pro-human and anti-genocide. I'll just put it that way. And my heart has gone out to the Palestinian community so much, which is another reason why I think I was so hurt that Huda had an opportunity to be an example for the Palestinian community. Actually, no. For this, I'm going to blame production. Production had other Palestinian people apply. Yes. They picked the crazy one on purpose. Sorry, the mentally unstable one. They picked the mentally unstable one on purpose. Because what y'all don't know is, and this is something that Monique already knows, there's actually 2 Love Islands every season, guys. If this is your first time hearing it, I'll talk slower. Because, you know, the Cuban tongue, I talk fast. Every year, they have 2 Love Island seasons. One that happens off camera that you guys never see. Mm-hmm. And then after they go through all of the exercises and work out the kinks with that group, then they start the real show a week later. Mm-hmm. That means there's 20-something people who were in Fiji this year who went through the entire process who never made it on camera. Do you know how we know? Because they do it every year. And several people from the reject team, I don't know what else to call them. Let me think of another name, okay? I'm not thinking about how to tackle.
Non-Love Islanders.
But they were on Love Island, so that's not accurate. You know my brain.
Non-Love.
You gotta be accurate.
Non-televised. Yes.
There we go. Y'all, tax is not my job. That's why Monique is here. The non-televised group. Yes. Several of them actually are in relationships with each other, healthy relationships. Mm-hmm. And one of them did a video on TikTok where she said, I think the reason why my now boyfriend and I didn't make it is because we were too healthy. They incentivize you being crazy when you're not in the non-televised group, because if you're crazy enough, they'll make you into a bombshell. So think about that. The show has good people who are compatible, who could have actually done Love Island in the way that we want it to be done. But if they're too healthy, they know they're not going to get picked. Mm-hmm. Huda is not the only pretty Palestinian girl who applied for Love Island. She's not. She was the one who would make the best TV because she was psychologically unstable. And they have therapists who test them. No therapist worth their weight in gold would spend more than 38 seconds with Huda and not be like, oh no, we need to make a call. Me calling her anxious attached is the nicest thing I can say about Huda. Right? And I'm not going to diagnose her because that's not my profession or my job or my right. I'm just going to say that anybody who's been therapized, anybody who's ever got any kind of mental health abilities, support, knows that she is very, very obviously mentally unstable. Somebody who came on TV, not TV, on the internet. For some reason, to me, the internet is TV now because I don't watch actual TV. Somebody on the internet came out and she was like, "Hey, Huda reminds me of me. I've been clinically diagnosed." The young lady said something to the effect of she actually acted just like Huda when she was having manic episodes before they had to put her on a whole cocktail of medications. And so she was like, I don't hate her the way you guys hate her because I am her. And I'm telling you she's mentally ill because I'm mentally ill. Huda acts just like me when I'm unmedicated. And she was like, it's disgusting that they put somebody on the show who's like that because it would have been predatory if I had been put on a show like that. And she said, imagine your daughter in 10 years is going to have to watch you having manic episodes, crying and hunching all over the TV set. What do you think about what this is going to do for her daughter, who was basically used as a storyline, to be perfectly honest?
No, I said it from the first episode. I want her to come out and get mental health because I think that that's so important.
I feel the same way.
And hearing that, it like strikes, like it makes me want to like cry.
Yeah.
Because that's really, really, really predatory and it's really sad. And they're using her for like not just our entertainment, but just think of all the toxicity that it's caused with internet and just racism and just her like hive and everything that
her hive of little girls, little 13-year-old girls want to be like
and
her
just
when they
her stands that it's caused, like it just like that's actually really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. And for her daughter, like that's
By the way, I want to thank Huda, never thought I would say those words, for showing me which Black women hate themselves.
Yeah.
So there are so many people, somebody in here put hood rats. You guys also call them the hoodlums. There are so many people who think because they relate to Huda, it means it's okay. One woman who I thought was a fellow social commentarian that I respected came out and said it's anti-feminist to critique Huda because you're telling women they're not allowed to cry. I said, oh, this bitch is dumb. Okay, this is why I don't call myself a feminist, y'all. I can't pay the fees. Don't worry, I'm not a bad feminist. I'm not a feminist at all. I'm a critical thinker who loves women, but I'm not.
Oh my god.
I can't pay the. She was like, if you call Huda out, you're anti-feminist because you tell women they can't cry. I said, oh, so you're stupid. I thought we were peers. Like, you good and dumb. You a dummy for real.
I don't think that's how that works.
Girl, and then there's two Black men on TikTok who everybody's always tagging my videos. People are like, oh, you and them should be friends. I do agree. I think one is named Dustin Dexter, something with a D in it. Mm-hmm. And the other one is named Wilden or Whitland. Mm-hmm. There's these two men that you guys always tag in my videos. I think they're exceptional and so smart. Mm-hmm. And I always make sure to watch their videos after I'm done taping mine. And we tend to agree more often than not. You know what I mean? But they're men, so there's little nuances that, you know, they're guys. They can't do what it's like to be women. Right. She attacked them and said that they were misogynistic. And I was like, no, they act. Dwight and Whitland are the two men that you guys constantly compare me to. And I love them both. So just know that I don't get mad when y'all attack them because I love them both and I would love to take them out for coffee or tea or whatever. But like, she was like, yeah, and you know, something to the effect of, and if you don't agree, you gay or something. I was like, oh, now we're being homophobic. What's happening? And Dwight had to come out like, bitches, you okay? How are me and Whitland more feminist than you?
What? Why can't you? I'm so lost.
Y'all don't know how to do math. Please carry the fucking one. What is happening? And I used to respect this girl. Now I'm like, oh, but so I want to thank Huda. Huda, there are so many dummies that I thought were my colleagues and my peers and my equals that you have revealed. So many dummies. So many people that I would not have known were dumb, well-read motherfuckers, because you can be well-read and still be an idiot. And now I'm like, oh, you just read the words. You don't understand what they mean. Oh, let's read some comments. I think some people are talking about Dwight now. I don't mind Dwight sees this because I adore him. Does Huda know she's unwell? Child, Huda probably just chose. Again, just because you can relate to them doesn't mean exactly. Dwight was so tactful in his response. Dwight was tactful and she still attacked him, like made 3 more videos about him. So I just want you to know, if Dwight sees this and if Whitland sees this, I'm a woman. I'm a Black woman, a non-ambiguous Black woman who talks her shit. You guys were more feminist than the lady who was crying them fake tears on that video. So I just want to thank Huda. And by the way, a young Palestinian lady hit me up. I'm saying young lady because everybody wants to be young, so I'm trying to be respectful. Monique knows how I feel about people who are like, guess how old I am? And you say 60 and they're 32. Don't ask me. Don't ask me how old you look. Please don't ask me. I'm just going to blame the autism. But I'm sorry. I don't know how to lie. And the thing that I want to say is this Palestinian woman, I think she was young-ish. She wanted to be perceived as young, so I'm going to call her young, right? She hit me up. She was like, Blue, I love your videos, and I love how you speak with conviction. I just want to point out, though, that can you not say hood rats because as a Palestinian, it's a racial slur.
Right. I read that recently.
And I said, okay, so number one, I acknowledge what you said and there's validity in it. And thank you for sharing that with me, for feeling safe enough to share that with me. Not but, and. We teach this in class. We don't say but because it negates. We say and. Mm-hmm. Thank you for pointing that out. And Huda speaks in a Black accent and weaponizes tears against Black women. Hood rats is a reclamation of that and flipping it on its head. So there is an innate brilliance culturally in Black people calling her a hood rat while she's cosplaying as a hood rat in our likeness that is also valid. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take what you said and sincerely say she's a hoodlum instead of a hood rat, right? And please maybe be very mindful about saying this to another Black person because it could come off like Oppression Olympics. If you're talking in Black scent and victimizing Black women and Black men in my mind, and I'm seeing it happen day after day, I don't feel bad calling you a hood rat. I'm gonna be honest. guys. I don't believe in performative, like delicacy. I don't believe in it. I'm not going to let you guys make me scared out of political correctness. I don't need to be politically correct when I have integrity and I'm speaking in a way that's non-harmful. Right? And I'm not going to play oppression on my face. I also want to speak on something, Monique. I didn't know if I was going to speak on this, but you know what I'm about to talk about. Monique and I are going viral right now on TikTok. I think we're up to like 1.4 million. By the way, this is why I use your face avatar, not mine. I hate seeing my face in avatars when things go viral because I'm like, oh no, who's talking shit? Like when I go on Reddit and I see my face, my skin jumps. I was like, Monique has been so lovely helping me with these deep dives. And she's been busting her ass. No, this is me being a real friend, bitch. Listen. She's been busting her ass making content. Please follow Monique if you don't already do so. Right? Show her you love her by following her. Don't just follow me, follow her. I was like, well, how good would it be for me to, when this goes viral, send Monique a screen grab of like 1.something million with her face on it. Did I not feel good?
You did.
Thank you. I know you, friend. I know my friends. You're Aries. I know you're going to like that shit. So don't play stupid for the audience, right? I know how this is why fire signs like me, by the way. I know how to gas them up. Like, yes. I know how to gas up fire signs. Dance. So I was like, no, my girl's going to be geeked up when she sees 1 million views next to her fucking face, number one. And number two, I'm about to piss people off, and I don't want to see my face when they start cussing me. Mutually beneficial.
They're cussing me out. Are they cussing me out?
No, they're cussing me out. I'm the one who said the thing that was crazy. Okay. And here's the thing, and I'm going to explain to you the same way I explained to Bridget why I'm not going to apologize. I meant it. By the way, guys, an apology means that you feel remorse and you wouldn't do it again. I meant that shit, and I wouldn't do it again, so I can't apologize. I'm gonna start by saying that. This is what integrity looks like in real life, guys. Not willful ignorance, integrity, right? So here's what happened. There was a clip where Monique and I were unpacking how full of shit Sierra is. And we explained why her using a racial slur is not the reason why we think she's full of shit. It's the least of the reasons. It's a whole cachet of behaviors that shows that she is inauthentic. And the slur is just the most sensational thing for people to finally listen to everything else. Now, the last time I used that word in an episode last year, I bleeped out the C word. I cannot say the C word now because we've all heard what it is now. Because I knew it was a racial slur. And I was like, yeah, this guy tried to call my eyes big blank because, you know, my eyes are slanted, but also big. He's like, yo, your eyes are big and blank, so I'm going to call you big blank. Insert the slur. And I said, yeah, I can't date a man who thinks that's okay. When I bleeped it out, guys, I got dozens upon dozens of DMs and comments saying, big chunky, what's the word? What are you saying? Nobody knew what the fuck I was bleeping out. Why? Because that word is considered a compliment in Black and brown communities. It's not considered a slur. And I said, fuck, Blue. You were trying to be politically correct. You were trying to be delicate and thoughtful. But in you trying to be delicate and thoughtful, nobody knows what the fuck the word was. So you were ineffective while being politically correct. When we did that clip about Sierra and that slur, there was a moment where I was about to bleep it out and something said, if you bleep it out, they still won't learn, Blue. I promise you there are Black and brown people who still don't know what the C word is after all this time. And the deciding point, and this is a little bit your fault, Monique. The deciding factor in me not bleeping it out, because I was on the fence, was that when we walked out of the studio, you were like, Blue, you know, I didn't mention it when we were taping, but like that word has been used my entire life. And I don't know how to advocate for what it's like as a Latin woman who has heard that word used without sounding like I was an apologist for a slur. And I was like, Blue, think about all people like Monique and all your other friends who know that there's a Latin and Black history with that word that's not being talked about, who are scared to say it. And when you try to educate and bleep it, nobody learns anything. So guess what I decided? I intentionally didn't bleep it. I didn't use it in the sentence. I read the caption and then I said, this word is a slur. And I didn't bleep it on purpose. And here's the thing, guys. I knew that there would be the righteously indignant crew who's mad at everything and just waiting for a reason to be mad. Ooh, Blue's being politically incorrect. I knew there would be some Asian people who would sincerely wince at hearing the word because it's an ugly word, right? And I also knew about 80% of my audience would be Black and brown people who would finally learn how to be better allies to the Asian community by hearing the word finally. And I made a fucking choice. I thought that educating my community about how to be better allies to another community was more important and impactful than bleeping it out once again and having none of you learn anything. So guess what happens? I get 1,000 messages. I was gonna mostly white and Asian people. Girl, I thought you were so brilliant. I was about to follow your podcast until you didn't bleep the word. Oh my God, this is crazy. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I said to them, do you think I'm racist? No, we don't think you're racist, but you should have bleeped it. So pause. You don't think I'm racist. You recognize that I'm using it to educate, and you're mad even though I said I meant it. And in those waves of people who are mad, there was even a bigger wave of people saying, oh, I just meals. That's the word? I had no idea. Oh my God, I'm so... Up until 10 minutes ago before I came on, I'm being flooded by Latin people and Black people who are thanking me because they've been looking all over Instagram and Twitter and TikTok trying to figure out this word, and I'm the only person who would fucking say it. So here's the thing, guys. I cannot apologize because my intention was to educate my community. I could have either been effective or delicate, and I chose to have an impact. What are your thoughts, Monique, about me making that controversial decision? 1.4 million people and counting are cussing me out. Well, only like a third of them are cussing me out. Shout out to the rest of y'all.
I mean, I feel like your intention was pure and it was educational. I don't feel
and it was
like
intentional.
it was intentional.
Yeah.
Like it was, you did what you, it's not in a harmful manner. You did it intentionally.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why people would be mad. That would make no sense.
Well, here's the thing. If you wince at the word like, ooh, girl, you're so woke and so educated, I just expected it to be bleeped out.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But once I explain to you the educational benefit of me having to say it.
Right.
So
right.
Now that I've taken accountability for understanding the ecosystem, why are you still yelling? Because you want to be punitive.
Right. That part.
You want to be punitive. I think the reason why TikTok is in a fervor right now, they're like, oh no, she's not saying sorry. Because I'm not.
Yeah. Right.
I can't say sorry unless I'm actually sorry.
Right.
Have you heard from anybody in your around you about that word now that they've seen all the uproar? Because I've had a couple of celebrities hit me up like, bitch, thank you. I had no fucking idea.
I mean,
like seriously.
I've had a lot of open and honest conversations with family members, with African American family members, with Filipino family members, with Mexican family members. Like, it's just something that has been very talked about in our family just because it's very used, I feel like, in a sense. Not, I don't know.
Somebody said, I think you could have offered the context. I did, my love. I just read a caption and immediately said it was a slur.
Yeah.
What further context would you have needed? So there was a warning that said strong language is going to be used in the caption. And I read a caption and said it was a slur. So what further
on TikTok
context would you have wanted other than me simply reading the caption and then saying it's a slur and then spending 45 minutes talking about how problematic this person was? I'm not being facetious.
Yeah.
We did a 75-minute deep dive about how problematic her behavior was. So more than a 75-minute deep dive and me saying it's a slur, what more would you have needed?
Yeah.
Because you're talking about the negative impact on AAPI folks. So you think hearing me say that word for 4 seconds has more of a negative impact than me teaching millions of Black and brown people not to use it? Is that an honest premise for what you're saying?
I mean,
I want you guys to not be righteously indignant just for the sake of being righteously indignant. I want you to have real answers for me, the way I have real answers for you.
She said, I mean, about your intent to not bleep the word. She just explained why she didn't bleep the word. It didn't bleep the word to educate our community about the word and why we don't use the word.
And I tried bleeping it and it was ineffective. So your suggestion didn't work.
Yeah.
What happens to an academic when they're giving a suggestion and it doesn't work?
Yeah.
If this is a space of critical thought, there are a lot of toxically positive, very delicate, politically correct things that you guys say, but in real life and practice, they sound nice, they get you points, but they're not impactful. And as an academic, I don't feel comfortable saying things that sound nice and give me cool points, like, being a good guy like Chris, when in real life, I'm not actually improving anything. Right. I care more about improving than being delicate for the sake of being likable. So I'm going to say to the Asian community, if I got 3,000 people who are Black and brown, who did not know this word was a slur, who, because I didn't bleep it, learned it wasn't a slur, are those 3,000 people not as valid? And them learning how to be better allies to the AAPI community, is that not as valid as you wincing at hearing me read a caption? That's a real question. I'm not being defensive. That's a real question. She's saying it makes sense. Thank you, love. And I hope you know that I'm just a passionate, I'm just a passionate Latin woman. So I'm not getting mad. I sincerely want you guys to have this conversation. And by the way, do you see what's happening right now? This is proving my point again. Because this conversation is only happening because I didn't fucking bleep it. Yo, I hate acting like my Virgo moon right now, but this shit worked.
Yes, very much. Yeah.
To me, this was a huge success. This one girl who said blue, up until you didn't bleep it, and I saw how hurt the Asian community was in his comments, I would have thought they were tripping. Now I actually feel bad.
Yeah.
My second best friend was a girl named Yen Ho. This is not me saying I have Black best friends. This is me saying that when I didn't have family, the Vietnamese community took me in.
Yeah.
So when I'm advocating for AAPI, it's not going to be performative and me putting up a black box, or it's not going to be that. I actually want impact, guys.
Yeah, my best friend is Filipino, and we have this conversation because she's Filipino, but raised in Los Angeles around Mexican people. And we have this very open and honest conversation about the word and just everything revolving it. And she's just like, it's just this, yes, it's a very derogatory and not a nice word to use. And yes,
history. It's a very
dark history. And yes, unfortunately, in the Mexican community, it is used.
Thank you, Kristen. I'm reading your comments while she's reading. Thank you, Kristen. Go ahead, love.
And yes, in the Latin Mexican community, it is used very openly and not in a way that I think a lot of Mexican people say that is, or understand that is derogatory.
Yeah.
So it was very like a, you know, it was a very beautiful conversation, you know, not saying I use it in any way, but it's just like a very, like, it was just a beautiful conversation. And it's just,
I intentionally took a bullet for the team because I knew it was going to have a great outcome, and I would do it again.
Yeah.
You know where I learned this from? In college, one of my teachers, white man, was talking about literature, and it was like Tom Sawyer or something, and he said the N-word. All the Black people were like, what? He's like, you see? And he looked at the white people. This is exactly how you make them feel. He didn't use it in a sentence. He just read it. He said, this is exactly how you make them feel. And then we had probably one of the most impactful conversations of my freshman year about why the N-word isn't just a word you hear in songs.
Right.
The visceral reaction that comes from seeing a white man in a tweed jacket simply reading it in a Tom Sawyer book.
Right.
That shit stuck with me. Right. And I saw the faces of all the white kids, because I'm from Massachusetts, so it was a lot of white kids, right? I saw the faces of all the white kids in that room turn red, like, oh shit. I'm going to always be an academic first and foremost. I'm not going to be a content creator who's trying to be politically correct in the sense of being disingenuous. I do believe in being intentional with language. I do believe in being a great ally. I do believe in stretching yourself to stop using words once you find out that they are harmful. I also believe in not using the semblance of being a good guy to be unimpactful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun unpacking of that. Do you have anything you want to say before we move on from the C word?
No, he says, but I think it's just offensive, though, like features of another group. Huh?
I was confused. I think it's like a N-word unless people, I don't know what they're saying.
I don't either. Features.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing. And the thing about Sierra, which is making me feel like we all need to be honest about her, she used it as a feature that she didn't like and wanted to change.
Yeah. It just happens.
That would be like somebody saying, oh, here come me and my N-word lips.
Yeah,
gotta get my fillers taken out. You would have been like, hey, not too much, chick. All right, let's talk real quick, because I had some more notes on Huda, but I'm actually tired of talking about her. Let's talk about Nico and Alandrea. Yeah. Yo, he is blowing her back out right now, not to be vulgar. Monique texted me, girl, did you see the way he lifted her on that couch within 3 seconds of the dinner being over? Monique, why did you have such a strong reaction to Nick lifting Alandrea on the couch?
Girl, listen, can we talk about them?
Please. Freako Nico?
Freako Nico. Look, Freako Nico is freaky Nikki right now, okay? Listen, I've been shipping them since day 2.
You beat me on that one. It took me about a week and a half to see it.
I have been shipping them along with his mother, Jennifer,
She know her boy likes black women. So here's a pause for a second. Nick is a YN from Florida. Okay, there's many videos of him pop locking it and dropping it with his boys in them. His mama know who she raised. His daddy's Belgium. I don't know what his mama is, but she know. And if y'all know about European men and how they sometimes appreciate us, Frico Nico sincerely finds Alandrea attractive. It is not just a fetish. He like her real bad.
Listen, there are some people on the internet who did not see it, I still have not seen them post not one time since they've been back together. They have not been back on the internet that you have unfollowed. They have not been back on the internet, have not said.
Is holding onto a headboard for her dear life as we speak.
Listen. Holding on to a headboard is wild.
The fact, I mean, I've been there, so I'm just.
Yeah, we know.
Okay, not too much of my business.
Okay, all right.
Have you ever been swallowed up? Like Alandrea, I know what it's like to be enthusiastically liked, and unfortunately, I trust Monique and a couple of my friends way too much and give them graphic details. Yeah, I'm real clear about what Nick is doing to Alandrea, and I love this for her. I love this for her real bad. Let's read. Okay, let's stop being nasty for a second. Let's read a quote, a sweet quote.
Okay.
Alandrea said, "He always speaks so highly of me, and I've never had that before."
Listen, don't miss out on your type, on your man trying to chase your type. I'm trying to tell you. He was right there from the beginning.
And then he read the note. He was like, "I've always been your secret admirer."
Listen, our ship has sailed. Our ship sailed today. Our Nico and Alandrea ship literally
says the best
sailed.
40 seconds of her life. Hey, Duchess, you chose violence. Come on, Duchess.
Don't do that. And he at least
gave
her a cool 41 to 52 seconds. Don't do that.
Here's the thing about Nico. He liked her so much, he would just re-up over and over again.
He would.
It would accumulatively be like 10 minutes. He would just keep on re-upping.
He would.
He ate her whole foot while he was still with Sierra. In front of Sierra. And Sierra said, "I can still taste Alandrea's toenail polish on his mouth."
Listen, that man had it bad for her from the beginning. Bad.
When he said, "My only regret is that I didn't tell you on day 2 how I felt about you."
Do you realize this whole show could have been completely different had he said that?
No, because then Huda would have tried to get with him. No. And Nico, freaking Nico is a little nasty. He might have had his head scrambled. So no, no. Ace and Shelly were the ones for her to do that with because they were a stronger couple.
Yeah, but we could have had 2 really strong couples, meaning we could have had 2 really strong couples.
Here's the problem. Taylor is a horrible date and a fuckboy in the purest country fried sense. But, and this is the thing I always say, Black women, we are very loyal to Black men, even when they're not loyal to us. And so she really wanted to have a Black love story, like fairy tale.
And that's what she said. She said, I was chasing what I thought I wanted or what I thought I needed or whatever her words were. I was chasing that when what I needed was right in front of me.
Okay, so I'm going to try to read my notes, but I feel very emotional right now talking about these two. Alandrea, here's the thing I think that I wrote down in my notes here. Oh, that's witty. Somebody said, "Who's your favorite Islander?" Who's your favorite Islander, Monique?
I think my favorite, it's between Alandrea and Shelly. They're my 2 favorites, for sure.
My favorite Islander is Karma.
Girl, bye.
Let's talk about it.
She's not on the island. She's not on the island. Don't do that.
Oh, yes, the fuck she is. Let's get into it. Okay, I have a case here. I'm going to be representing my bitch Karma because she's the cast member that y'all keep sleeping on. Okay, let's get into it. Karma is her big one, okay? Number 1. Hold on. I write like a serial killer. My heavens. By the way, guys, I'm a smart girl, but I write like I can't even read. All right, so
I really hate you.
Right. Amaya had a desire to be loved, and to grow. Karma gave her Brian, a man who feels like family and who will protect her when no one else will. Think about that. And then we saw that Huda wanted to be chosen over black women. So Karma gave her Chris, a man who only chose her for optics, and then let her know who he really was on the other side of her shallow intentions. Pepe wanted a white divorcee, and Karma said, I got you 3. Pepe's low-key a predator, but we like him, so we just got. If you know a housewife whose husband has not been doing his job,
he needs to go on Real Housewives of Potomac.
Oh, he will. Iris is the 3rd girl that he smashed. We're not gonna talk. We're talking about Huda being a hoe. Pepe is the real hoe of the island. All right. So here's the thing where shit gets funny. Karma unfairly got rid of Ace the exact same way he let her get rid of Jeremiah. Ace got rid of Jeremiah just when Jeremiah had finally turned a corner and was stabilizing. Karma got rid of Ace just as he finally turned a corner and was stabilizing. He lost in the same way that he made Jeremiah lose. Karma. She let Huda steal Shelly's man using shallow manipulation tactics just so that she could lose him in the exact same way. She rewarded Alandrea's loyalty with a secret admirer who was just as devoted to her as she was hoping to be devoted to Taylor. The love that she was trying to give away to Taylor without him deserving it, she got it from a man who actually earned it. That's fucking karma. Put some respect on my bitch's name. And again, Amaya, the girl who has always been misunderstood, we still don't understand her, but we finally accept her. Gratuitously.
No, we still don't understand her.
No, what did Brian said? Even Brian in his message was like, "Look, people don't know what you be saying, but I love you, baby." He said, "You are a misunderstood person. We are 2 misunderstood people who understand each other." And then he said, "I'm going to keep watering the seed that we both planted." I was like, "Oh, that boy good." Now here's the problem, guys. This is something that I noticed that is not me yucking anybody's yum. It's just a blind spot. We've seen Brian protect her, and we've seen Brian poke her. We've never seen Brian pursue her.
I said that. Yeah.
She was not courted at all the entire show, even though she won.
I agree.
He never planned a date. He literally, all he did was say, "Hey, she's Latina, that's why she's crying."
I agree.
So here's my concern with that. Because remember, we talked about good guys and the perception of a good guy, and who is Brian's best friend in the villa? Clark Kent. Who's his best friend in the villa? Say it out loud. It's audio broadcast.
Chris.
And what do birds of a feather tend to do?
Flock together.
And so if Brian and Amaya are a couple, follow me here, and Chris and Huda are a couple, and Amaya is the Huda that succeeded, what does that make Brian? The Chris that succeeded. Amaya and Chris, Huda and Chris actually won the show. Yeah. They just won it in a Dominican outfit.
Right. And real quick, can we talk about his line that he used when he, at the end of his statement, he said, "My devil, my loca, my something, not my angel, my baby, my love." It was like my devil, my angel, and my devil, my devil, my loca.
He's feeding into the spicy Latina, like Tasmanian devil archetype that got her the win.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was my devil, my soul. Was it my devil, my soul? Like the other one that I said.
Those are all vibrational attachment based compliments.
Yes, it wasn't like mi vida, my love, nothing beautiful. I was like,
and they've only been dating for like 10 days.
Had them toes curled.
So I'm just gonna say this: I'm happy Amaya won. I just think it's intellectually dishonest for us to, if we're going to be honest and objective about the different archetypes, that if we are going to acknowledge that Amaya is a more successful and more likable and more palatable than Huda, then we also have to, in the very next breath, admit that Brian is a more successful and a more likable Chris. And we saw what happened to the real Huda and Chris. So, here's thing about Latinos. We'll stay in a bad relationship for like 20 years. So we could be right and they can still stay together. Oh, yo, como va? Come on, Monique. Hey, dysfunctional. La, 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 la. Hey. So Clark Kent, no. So here are the questions that I have. Will Huda improve her character or just improve her manipulation tactics?
Manipulation tactics. Next question.
Oh, okay. How will Brian deal with dating a star knowing that he's the Stedman?
Cheat. Next question.
Okay. Will Pepe leave Iris for another divorcee blonde?
Leave. No, Huda's great enough.
Say that again. What happened?
He'll just get another one. You don't need to leave.
That's true. Latin men don't need to leave you. They just add on.
Yeah. Like what? His dad was Latin.
My next question
is,
will Chris find housing? Oh, that's fucked up. Will Chris find housing? I might have been mad when I made these questions. Well, what's the answer, Monique? Will Chris find housing? You have friends in common. Speak on behalf of your people.
Answer. People asking me questions about him. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Will Nico and Alandrea last by at least till Christmas to get matching pajamas?
You know what? His mom already got him picked out.
If they break up, I think Nick is getting put out his house.
His
family likes Alandrea more than they like him.
Miss Jennifer is gonna say, you know what? You gotta go.
Somebody said, wait, is Chris unhoused? Oh, honey, he said that in the intro.
Yeah, Chris has been unhoused. Do we think Iris and Pepe will make it in and out? He's been making it in and out of her.
Her and Grayson and Hannah and everybody who looks like her. Mm-hmm. So, guys, I will say this. We tried to keep this light because I could have gone in more, but I actually didn't want to spend more time talking about the C word and letting the AAPI community know I fuck with you heavy. Even when I piss y'all off, I fuck with you heavy. I will say this about the show. Now that it's over, this is actually the best case scenario. I didn't think I was going to say this. Because if Shelly and Ace had won and Huda had been voted off, the myth of Huda would have been way more glamorous than the reality of Huda.
Right.
The producers being assholes and letting Huda run out of steam, she ran out of steam to the point where her mask had to fall off as well. There's a certain glamour to Huda that weaned off the last couple of episodes because she ran out of place.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, the same way, Tupac died at like 20-something, so he's forever Tupac. What's the old saying? If you live long enough, you live long enough to be the villain. So in a weird way, Huda staying in took some of the steam out of her mystique. Shelly and Ace, if they had won, would have been getting hate mail from the Ku Klux Klan, the Proud Boys, and various members of Black community who hate themselves. And so I honestly think that for safety reasons, Shelly and Ace left on a high note.
Yeah.
And were beloved. Jeremiah was not ready for the psychological warfare that happened 16 minutes after he left. That boy was reading books and doing TikTok dances while Huda was out here throwing bazookas.
Throwing that cat.
Oh, shit, not throwing that cat, Monique.
It's the wine. I'm sorry.
That's how we're supposed to be playing good cop, bad cops. It can't be bad cop, worser cop. What the fuck? We need to practice before we do these lives, bitch. Monique like, and she a hoe. We were trying to be pro-sex, Monique.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I don't even know what the fuck I said. But no, I think that Nico and Alandrea being second place meant that the Amaya stands and the Latin community as a whole got a win that this community actually fucking needs. The Latin community right now, when ICE is doing what it's doing, needed this win. I think having a fully Black couple win, followed by a fully Latin couple win, actually in the great scheme of things makes me feel really good.
100%.
And having Nico and Alandrea be second place is probably the safest and highest position they could be in without America trying to tear them apart.
100%.
And I think Huda getting third place by herself with special appearances by Chris and her one shoe. Why did they focus on her shoe? How you do the walk of shame on TV and you still home? And I think that Iris and Pepe, Iris's karma was she realized that just because she's a white woman, she's not the main character. Love Island, I think, is the first time in Iris's life that she's ever realized that she was not the main character.
Yeah, she lives in Calabasas.
Pepe's the only person who ever said Iris is the baddest bitch in here. Nobody else ever said that. Even when, and you could tell she was a Lulu, she was like, wait, why are Ace and Shelly going to the hideaway, not us? Iris, what show are you watching that you thought that you were a main character?
She's still through that cat regardless, so what does it matter?
Oh, wait. Monique, you can't keep talking about people throwing cat. Like, we almost got to the finish line, and you look at you being problematic. Monique is a married woman, y'all. She's just not used to whole activities. Please forgive her.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying you threw it regardless. You don't need the hideaway. You threw it in. You don't need the hideaway. You threw it outside the hideaway. Why do you?
My thing is, how are you sleeping with somebody when? Oh no, you shouldn't see it. The fact that Hannah did spit started her vagina like 4 days earlier. I'm gonna say this: Pepper needs to get tested, not because I'm sex shaming him, but because this is how people spread BV.
Yeah, I'm not sex shaming.
This is how BV gets spread, y'all. Like Pepe is a perfect example. Like I'm not shaming him.
No,
I hope he was protected, but
she did want Nick. She did.
Who wanted Nick?
Iris.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sex shaming, not at all. Do your thing, throw your cat. You're young. Do what you got to do. Get it out. But I'm just saying, you didn't need the hideaway because you were gonna do it anyways. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You guys, this was a.
She said, "I need to get Monique out of here."
Because now that you're a bad cop, I have to be a good cop, and I don't like it over here.
Why? I don't like okay, I'll be good.
Girl. Y'all, are there any questions you guys want us to answer before we go? Because I'm getting delirious, and Monique's mask is falling off. She's like, fuck these bitches. These hoes up here throwing cat pussy to the walls. Y'all don't need no fucking highway. We know you a whore. God damn.
I don't have a mask. I'm just saying, you don't, it's, I don't.
All right, let's read some comments. Ew, Iris and Nick. Okay, y'all just rude. Iris definitely wanted Nick. That's why he raised her heart. That's true. And she was even trying to break up Nick and Sierra. I mean, Nick and Sierra. Ooh, Clark it. Is Taylor a catfish? Absolutely. I don't know who the fuck is in Taylor's pictures.
Ooh, reunion predictions. That's a good one.
Ooh, you want some reunion predictions? Okay, we can both be back up for this. Her name is Monique, not Monica. Now y'all up here condoning sex shaming. Y'all can't get the name right for your allies.
Ooh, reunion predictions.
Ooh, that's do you want to make some or do you want to go first?
Ooh, I think, ooh.
Somebody said, will they address Huda? Will they address Huda's lies?
Hopefully. Yeah. I think Adriana will come out because she's been spicy on the outside. So hopefully she comes in. Don't worry, you're fine, babe. You're fine. Hopefully she comes in spicy. Not saying like, but hopefully she comes in with the same energy that she's had on the outside because she's had some stuff to say. So, but.
Why is Andy hosting? My only prediction is that Nico and Alandrea will still be together. Amaya and Brian will still be together. Huda will be defensive. And all the black and brown girls will have smoke for her that they didn't feel safe having before.
It will be edited for sure. Yeah. It will be.
You guys, we're going to wrap this up here. We're going to do another one probably in like a week or so based on whatever we hear, Monique. Let's do another one like in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then we'll do another one after the reunion.
Yeah, all my makeup is melted off. I love you guys so much. Until next time, love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. That was so fun. Okay.
Yes.
And by the way, family, when we upload this, it's only going to be on Instagram for like 24 hours and then it's going straight to YouTube. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Blue Centric YouTube page. And if you want to take the class and learn all these terms, what they really mean outside of just reality shows, please go to fall25.eventbrite.com. And there's a new reality show that I've been a fan of even longer than Love Island that I've just convinced Monique to start watching. Monique, there's a new episode out tonight.
Okay.
So the next time you see me and Monique, we'll be talking about our new reality show, Obsession, which is even better than Love Island, respectfully. All right? Love y'all, family. Bye.